Tom Cummings and Michaela Hurley from the Dick Keefe studio at our beautiful senior high school. Bring you Inside Norwood live at 6. Yeah, I had 5 down here. I'd be an hour behind, won't I? Yeah? Our guest this afternoon, Town Engineer, Public Works Administrator Mark Ryan, and I'll just make a comment about how nice this town looks. It really is clean. They keep it clean. The guys work hard. Just remember that. Don't throw any trash around. Don't throw any trash around. You want to keep it clean. I sponsor the Bach Fund. My commentary, once again, a reminder, watch your pets. I'm telling you, because coyotes, also the wild coyotes, they are watching them too. Believe me. My next door neighbor got a little dog. He got nailed by 3 of them recently. So just keep that in mind. Don't try to scare anybody, but, you got to be careful. Now, recycling is a very, very expensive problem for our town. You all should know that. And you've got to do recycling the way it should be done. Even Tom Cummings sometimes doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But nevertheless, we'll give you a little information on that today. And we're going to have to address, time is running out, and Public Works and Administrator Mark will give us some good information. Mark, could you first of all, thanks a lot for coming on, my friend. Long day for you, I'll bet. And you guys are doing well. Your facility, I was up there the other day, and it looked great. Talked to a couple of your employees, great people. Really nice situation, isn't it? Huh? Yeah.
Thanks for having me, Tom. Thanks for the kind words. The guys and gals are doing a great job, and going to keep at it.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, it's been a tough situation. I think we've changed direction now, especially on street paving, and that's gonna catch up with itself. And we'll talk about that. Anyways, Mark, can you give us an update of how our town is doing recycling? Give us the picture there, will you please?
So, Tom, back in October of 2008, Norwood went to the single stream recycling setup, and our focus was recycle more, throw less trash away, and that's because recycling was cheaper to collect and dispose of. But around 2018, most of our recycling material was picked up by waste management, processed, and then sold on the market. It's a commodity, all right? Plastic is a commodity, bottles, glass is a commodity, paper is, cardboard, and most of it was being shipped to China, and China was paying certain amounts of money for it. So, but they accepted a certain level of contamination, 10 to 20%. Back in 2018, they said no more. They wanted a 0.5% contamination. Very difficult, to do that. And that puts it all on us to do a better job on how do we recycle. So in 2018, right around when that China sword policy came around, we were in the process of negotiating a next 5-year contract with Waste Management. And prior to that, recycling cost probably $50 a ton less than your solid waste to collect and dispose of. They were projecting it was going to get higher. But the wisdom of Selectman Maloney and Selectman Howard, during negotiations, they negotiated with Waste Management that recycling, collection, and disposal costs will never exceed solid waste disposal costs. And at the time, it didn't seem like a big deal to Waste Management, but as it turned out, recycling, collection, and disposal was probably $15 to $25 a ton more to collect and dispose of. However, because of those conditions put in the contract, we've stayed at the level of solid waste disposal. So anyways, our recycling, it still costs money to throw away, be it solid waste or recycling. Same amount of money, but we're still going to pay money for it. All right, it's the right thing to do to recycle, but it's still, there's a cost to it. So, over the years, we've been focusing on recycling more. We were around, in 2008, probably 14% recycling before we went to single stream. We shot up to 30. We've been hovering around 28, 29, sometimes 30%, which is good, but that's probably where we're going to max out. So the real focus, Tom, is not on recycling, which is the right thing to do, but how much we throw away. We really have to reduce the tonnage we throw away because we have to pay for it. Correct? I mean,
Has it got better, Mark? Is it?
Well, unfortunately, COVID has. We've been pretty consistent prior to 2020 of our trash and recycling tonnages. Slight variations year to year, but COVID, unfortunately, people staying home, we're seeing a 15% increase.
Really? Wow.
In trash.
Wow.
Which comes with a cost, and we'll be going to town meeting to try to make up that amount. We're talking $150,000.
Really?
So COVID has come with a cost because people at home, they're not going to work or to a
Get
school.
lazy? If you will, I hate to say that, but
I don't know if they're lazy. I wouldn't say that. I think
Okay,
people are at home and they're just throwing.
Well, why wouldn't they do the same if they weren't at home? I mean,
Well, they're going to work, so they're bringing their
Right.
lunch. They're throwing
Yeah,
it's
all
at
right.
the
Okay,
business.
fair enough.
So it's all staying. It's not being exported to where they work or exported to.
boy, that's huge, Mark.
Yeah,
That is
so-
terrible.
So we hope that it comes around, but the key is, Tom, we've got to reduce how much we throw away. You want to save money? We got to reduce how much we throw away. If we reduce our tonnages between trash and recycling 5% a year, the town will save $82,000. Not a game changer, but a nice.
It's a chunk of money, absolutely.
But you go to 15%. All right, Tom, you're talking $247,000 a year you could save.
Wow.
The town. So
Do you think this will change back as people start going to work? Because I notice the parking lot is Norwood Central. More cars.
empty. Oh, you seeing more cars?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't noticed
big
that.
time. When I looked at
good.
it last time, was a few months ago, it was about 8 cars in there. I went by there a couple of times just recently, and I would say there were 35, 40. That is huge at this point.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. So it will slowly come back.
Yeah, it will.
But we as Norwood, can make a difference now. We don't have to wait, for COVID to
No,
go away.
we got to do it. Yeah, absolutely.
And some of the things we can talk about quickly is, food scraps, Tom. 20% of our waste is food scraps.
Okay.
All right, 1,100 tons a year.
Wow.
That's $215,000.
Could you be more specific when you say food scraps, Mark?
What do you do with your banana peel when you peel a banana?
Okay, yeah.
All right, you don't throw in recycling, you throw it in the trash. Oh, some people throw in garbage disposal.
Garbage disposal, big deal. That's
that'd
a
be
big
good.
deal. Yeah.
An apple. Your coffee grounds. All right.
Let's talk. Let's get into that just a little bit now,
Yeah.
Mark. You talk about coffee grinds now. I have an automatic coffee maker.
Yeah.
The little pods. What do I do with those?
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I got a
All
little
right,
test
go ahead,
for you.
go ahead.
'cause I know we talked about this. And
Yeah. Yep.
I know you've been brushing up, but so food scraps. I just want to let everyone know we have set up a system. We can drop food scraps off at DPW behind the Civic. Food scraps you can be dropped off at the landfill on Saturdays 8 to 1:30. We just added a location at the Prescott School. We're going to be adding them at the Cleveland School, Coakley, and down Norwood Airport for people to collect at home. How do they do that? We have discounted compost units at DPW. Discounted, a large amount of money based on grants we receive. We're able to, give it back to the residents. Kitchen countertop.
Have people been doing that, Mark?
Oh my God! You ought to see DPW people coming by. They're really buying into it.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it's really.
Because we talked about this going back a little bit. Yeah.
It's neat to see. So we have the equipment at DPW at discounted prices to help them do this. All right. So
Interesting.
the more and more we can reduce the food scraps, the better. Textiles, Tom. All right. Textiles. We've talked about this. That don't throw that shirt away. Don't throw that one sock away in the trash or a ripped belt or a raggedy blanket or towel, right? Bring it to the textile drop-offs we have. There's 10 locations in town at all the schools and at the landfill. All right? We started collecting textiles, Tom, back in 2014. Since 2014, Norwood residents have recycled 655,000 pounds
Wow. So it's working.
textiles.
So it's working.
Of textiles. And you know what that means? It means we don't throw it away, okay? That saved us close to $60,000 in disposal costs. And they've given back $33,000 in refunds to the schools.
Isn't
All right,
that
so
something?
that's a gain of $92,000. What the residents have done. So they've done a great job. People are doing it, Tom. Junk meal
But we got to
reduction.
have more to it, though.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. People are doing great. So food scraps, junk mail, textiles, junk mail.
Yeah.
Go on the DPW website. You can learn how to get rid of junk mail. I think the people are onto it now. But I mean, we get rid of 400 tons of junk mail a year. The town has to dispose of. That's $72,000 that we're paying for. So if you go on there, so those unwanted catalogs, those insurance requests, you can opt out and get rid of that. Because you feel good. You get it and go, oh, I don't need it, I'm going to put it in recycling. I feel good. But it costs as much as much to throw trash away. Why should we pay for that?
That's right.
Let's opt out, Tom.
Let me ask you this, Mark. How I do it, my newspapers, I get one of the Stop and Shop bags, okay, the brown bags, not the plastic, the brown bags.
Mm-hmm.
And I use that to put my recycling in that bag. Is that okay?
Sure.
I put my
Brown
newspapers
paper
in.
bag.
Yeah, the brown paper bag.
You don't tie it up and lock it in.
No, yeah. No, what I do
loose.
is, I just open it up.
You'd be better off when you do put it in your recycle bin, though, dump it in.
And I put it. Okay. Okay. All right. I hear you. And use that bag over again.
Oh, you can throw the bag in.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, but you can just dump it in. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I do. I use the Boston Globe every day. Put it in there. The whole thing went in there after I read it, and that's good recycling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, I want to ask you this before I do it. Milk cartons, because somebody asked me this. Milk cartons, you rinse out and you put in the recycling.
Correct.
A quart of milk, a gallon of milk.
Mm-hmm.
How about the cap? Is the cap going to recycling too?
They don't like the small little items.
Okay.
Because if you ever saw a facility where they do the recycling, it goes up a conveyor belt. There's a lot of belts and chains, and those little things will get caught up in it. Throw it in the trash. All right, just
So throw the cap and
cap.
Take it, rinse it out. Take the carton and the recycling and the cap and the trash.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But
fair.
if you throw it in the recycle, no big deal.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right, but
Somebody asked me to ask you that. Yeah. Okay.
So I got a bunch of things because we did this go around a couple of years ago. And
Yeah.
I want to see if you've caught up.
Did
speed.
you take anything out of my trash bags, trash barrels today?
I did, but we only have a half-hour show.
That's right. Yeah,
So,
a little shorter. Go ahead. Yeah.
So banana peels, what do you do?
Banana peels, I put them down to disposal.
Perfect. Another option for people would be compost,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Newspapers,
Go into the recycling.
excellent. So the plastic bags you get at the Stop and Shop or Star Market.
The ones that I put them in recycling. Mistake?
Not in the recycling cart.
No.
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 Okay, but they are to be recycled, so the single stream system that's set up, Tom, those bags, like I said, get in those gears and belts, and so they don't want them.
Okay.
So collect them,
Okay.
and when you go back shopping next week to wherever you go, they usually have a drop-off area for you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Something I just learned. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, because it mucks up the system, and
Are we going to get rid of those plastic bags at
could
some
be.
point?
That's someone higher than me to make that decision, but
And then they'd have to use the brown bags.
then you have to use the brown
If
bags
you-
or a reusable bag.
Yeah,
Even better.
Are they taking those now? Do you know they?
They
I
are.
know the governor did.
Yep, they are. They are. You know what? If you have them, wash them,
Yeah.
right? Because you're putting your food in them, so
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
all right, you paper towels.
Trash.
Absolutely. So if you wash your hands on your trash, but if you're really into composting, you can throw it in your compost.
Okay, good point.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Because it'll break down. And all right, pizza box. I saw a lot of Domino's boxes.
Clean it as best you can, reasonably good, and put it in recycling.
Excellent, excellent. Toothpaste tube.
Toothpaste, I would say, is trash.
You're right. Kleenex and napkins.
Kleenex and napkins, I would say trash.
Yep, just like the paper towels.
Yeah.
If you're composting, you could throw it in there too. Right.
Okay.
But you're right. Trash. If you're not composting, you're right. All right. So there's a lot of half-eaten apples in your trash can.
Apples, which is trash. Yeah.
Or
Uh,
if you compost.
oh, compost. Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to get you composting.
Yeah.
We're going to drop off a composting unit for you.
Okay.
You
All right.
okay with that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. After you pay my Redwood Drive street, but that's okay.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a while.
Coffee grounds.
Coffee grounds. I would say coffee grounds are trash, but the little pot, you put in an automatic coffee pot, those are recycling.
Okay. You get half right. So the coffee grounds.
Yes, I
Right.
don't use the coffee grounds. So.
Okay. Trash, or if you compost.
Okay.
They're great for compost.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah.
They really are.
Really?
They're great for your garden. Super for your garden.
Really.
All right.
Okay.
And then the K-cups, unfortunately, they got to go in the trash.
The K cups do go in the trash.
They do.
Okay, so I that's what I do. I thought
Okay.
I was going to ask you. I thought I was doing that wrong. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Yep.
when you drink beer, do you throw the can?
In recycling, and I
Okay.
bring it back to the beer dealer.
Right.
I'll
Yep.
give Sam's a little plug. Two great guys up there. I can bring it back to Sam's,
Yep.
Bud Light or whatever. Of course, you get money back, but they stopped that for a while.
I know.
I didn't know that. He says I went up there maybe a month ago, and he said, "Hey Tom, do you have any any returns?" I said, "What?" He says, "No, I've been putting them in the recycling." So not a big deal.
And that's what we ask people when you talk about ways to reduce how much you throw away, Tom. A lot of people, it's easier to just throw that nickel deposit in your recycle.
Yeah,
But why?
yeah, that's right. Why?
Why
why?
pay to have it collected and disposed of?
Yeah.
Bring it up and get some
Yeah,
money.
you have two great options there. Recycling in the recycling area, container, or you bring it back get a nickel back.
Yep.
The hell, why not?
I agree.
I mean, not a big deal. People,
So I see a big improvement in you, Tom. Last time we talked about
okay.
trash
Well, you said I
and
didn't do
recycling.
too bad last time. We had the table there.
You did better.
You remember that night?
You did
Yeah, that
much
was
better.
great. Yeah, but people, Mark, how do you motivate, if you will, people to do better? How do we do this? I mean, we're giving them an education on several programs.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't they follow up and save themselves really, and the town and all some dollars really?
I see Norwood changing quite a bit with the mentality, and people are
They
catching
are.
on to this.
Okay, so you're encouraged.
I'm totally encouraged.
Really?
Yeah, people are real. When I sit there and see people constantly coming into DPW to get rid of their food scraps or coming in for a compost,
Yeah.
to buy a compost bin, it's great.
Interesting.
They've latched on, but it shows like this. It's selectmen bringing it up. Keep reminding people.
Yeah.
Providing incentives.
Yeah.
It's-
But the population is changing too, Mark. You have a lot of new people in Norwood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I think I may know, but I don't know. But when I go to the 4:00 mass at St. Catherine's on Saturday, I would say half the population and half the congregation and that going to mass is new. Since this all come out. Now it may not. It may be because they can't get into St. Timmy's because of the numbers. Numbers are limited, really limited. But St. Catherine's is so big. But I see a big change. So that's maybe maybe we have maybe it is.
It's a great town. People want to live here, and A lot of
they
new
know they
people are
want
coming
it.
in, which
Are
is
you
great.
kidding me? God, this is crazy. It's just so many things going on. There really are so many things going on, and always trying to improve. I mean, the cleanliness, as I mentioned when we opened up here this afternoon, it's just incredible. I mean, it's spotless. I mean, all the streets are clean, and it's good. But anyways, so we get into a couple of these things. Mike. Let's move on to the recycling.
Yep.
We have it all? Okay. Okay, now, how about if somebody needs a new barrel? Either way, recycling or trash.
So we highly encourage, if you need an extra space to get rid of stuff, a recycling cart for free. You go online, DPW webpage, under trash and recycling. There's a link to pull up an extra recycling cart.
Wow.
That you can get for free, and we'll deliver it. Trash carts, we used to provide an extra one, but because of the costs with trash and the uncertainty of budgets and everything, we've had to put a stop on that unless there's a extreme circumstance in the household that requires a second trash.
Yeah.
But Tom, 5 people or less, 1 trash cart, 2 recycle carts, it's a home run. There's no need for 2 trash carts.
Yeah.
Good. So
that's good. Anything else in recycling, Mark?
No,
we got to keep going. We got to keep.
Of course we are.
Yeah, we gotta no letdown at all. It's costing us too much money.
We have control on how much we spend each year.
Yeah. Street paving. You're gonna do Railroad Ave, I hope, and maybe my favorite place, the asphalt. Front of the asphalt. What is that going to happen, Mark? Do you know? In front, there's a reason. I'll tell you why. I'll after.
Okay, so we opened bids. We got very favorable bids. Company actually, we're having a pre-construction meeting with the group on Friday.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to be paving 31 streets this year, $2.1 million, a little bit more than that, almost 2.2 actually, of streets to be paved, nearly 6 miles of road. We've come a long way, Tom. I mean, when I first started here, we would pave 3-4 streets maybe a year, because we only relied on Chapter 90 funds, but town meeting in November appropriated $2.5 million, and then we just added another.
Finally, Mark.
Another $1.5 million. So next year we'll probably do $4 million worth of work.
You know, Mark. Let me just make a comment. How I feel about it. When the streets are paved properly and reasonably up to date, everything is so different.
Makes the whole neighborhood look. I agree.
I mean,
agree.
And every time, and I've been going another way now instead of going by the asphalt plant, because every time I go by it, I think of your guys. They're going to have to go down and have to fix that. They're going to have to stop it, pave it, and finally we're at that point. How long, at a calculated guess, would you say that it'll be reasonably, really, really up to date? And reasonably, not the whole thing. Yeah, the paving, the streets.
So I've been here. October, I'll be here 22 years.
Wow.
So
congratulations.
Thank you. So really, we should have all our streets paved within 25 years, at least once. We're maybe halfway there.
Okay.
All right.
So you're saying another 12 or so?
So I'm thinking 5 or 6 years we'll be caught up.
Really?
And then if we keep investing, the type of
Keep
money.
them up.
We got to invest like $2.5 million a year after the fact to keep that 25-year cycle going.
Yeah, and you know what? It's going to relieve your guys of running around like, I don't want to say it, but running around like jackasses and trying to patch up, and then it rains, and then something will cold, and then patch up. That's all going to end, Mark.
Yeah, it'll help us out a lot. It'll help us out a lot, no doubt.
Well, I mean, they got. I feel so sorry for them. Like
I know it's hard because
Yeah.
So that's good.
Okay, Matt, 4 minutes, Mark. We only have. Mikhail's. By the way, I want to thank Brian Boudreau for helping us out tonight. Brian is one of the staff members up here, and He does a great job for us all the time, and he's helping us set up this program. Mark, American flags. Oh no, you have anything? You want to add anything at this point?
I do, but the American flags we can touch on. Next week we'll be installing them.
Great.
And a lot of credit goes to you for pushing.
Well, yeah.
Well, you recognize the need that, so we got them right from Howard Street right through to Short Street in South Norwood. And we'll be working with the light department, putting them up.
And it looks so awesome. I mean, it really does.
When you think of it, in the next month, we're talking today that they should stay up because you got Memorial Day, 2 weeks later you got Flag Day, and then 3 weeks roughly you have 4th of July.
So you're going to let them up for a little bit.
What do you think?
I think they should be up all the time.
All right.
I mean, yeah, they take a little bit of a pound, but so what? We spend money like,
all right.
I think they should be up full time.
We'll keep them up to at least the 4th of July. And then we'll see where we're at.
At least.
Okay?
And then think about it. My 2 grandchildren, Mark, from Colorado. When we rode down that street, Tom Jr., 3 Toms in the car with Katie, and when they weren't up, remember I was making a little bit of noise about it, and she said, these flags are terrible. Holes in them, and, and now that Washington Street is paved, it even looks better,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark, any comment on Route 1? We have 4 minutes left. Any input about Route 1?
This rezoning?
Yeah.
I think it's long overdue. I think it'll be a nice shot in the arm for the town of Norwood for a lot of reasons. And I believe the planning board and Paul Halkiotis have done a great job researching it.
He's unbelievable,
yeah.
Really.
So.
What you think it's going to pass on the 14th?
I do.
The whole thing?
I do.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
There's going to be something going on for the next 20 years.
Yeah. Well, you got to take bold steps, Tom.
Yeah.
If you want to move forward.
Yeah. Now, okay, 2 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to get this one last thing in. Mark, the restaurants, you guys helped out again in the restaurant. The restaurants did a hell of a job. Did a absolutely 100% job last year on helping these restaurants. And now you got them pretty well set up, helping them out when they need it.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Isn't that awesome?
That's the town manager and the selectmen recognizing we got to help them out, and it worked out fabulous last year. And this is going to be an annual thing, putting that out. So
people
cool.
like it.
People love it.
Outdoor dining.
People love it.
I'm pushing that one over there at Boston Tavern, But
I know you are.
They won't play the bite. They get the ideal place for it, really.
They really do.
They're just secluded.
Yeah.
Music. They got the parking lot, and they'll hold it off. Okay, Mark, we got to go. Okay, thank you very much.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, quick.
Norwood Highland Cemetery, best cemetery in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
I had that on there, but
Paul Rinaldi and his staff have it's never looked better.
So serene.
He worked so hard on that, and I just want to give him a shout out.
That would have been the next thing. Thanks, Mark. Okay, Michaela and Tom, I hope you enjoyed our show this evening. I want to thank our guest, Town Engineer and Public Works, Mark Ryan. He'll be back and won't be long. Our sponsor, the Bach Fund. Please be careful, masks and distance. Your comments are welcome, 781-769-1478. Patriots Tom at Verizon.net. Next week, I will be in Stapleton, Colorado, my granddaughter's graduation. See you in June. Thank you, Mark. I want to thank Mark again, and goodbye.